You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6.
Coming up, the latest from California as massive wildfires kill at least 31 people, leaving thousands scrambling for their lives.
Plus, caught on camera, we'll tell you what led to this speedboat overturning in the Florida Keys.
And we'll tell you how Moat Marine is working to restore over 130 acres of depleted coral reefs. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now. I was at the beach yesterday looking at the sand sculptures. No red tide issues at all in Siesta Key yesterday.
That's good. I haven't been to the beach in so long. I never know what to expect. I mean, I know I can look it up, but I just go to the pool instead.
Yeah, it's hit and miss. In fact, today, John, I was walking in the studio and I could smell some of the fish wafting off the bayfront here in Sarasota.
Yeah, sometimes when we get a northeast wind here at the studio, we get some pretty good smells in the air for another reason. We have across the region some heavy rainfall. I'll explain that later. Give me a call, email me, I'll explain it. We have some rainfall in parts of the deep south, some very heavy weather back to the west, and we also have a tornado watch box up for parts of the northern Gulf Coast. Locally, everything's quiet, as Ray mentioned, that nice east wind helping to take the toxins out of the air, push them back into open waters, so we're looking at some pretty quiet conditions in terms of red tide near the beaches as well, at most beaches. We'll look at 70s and mid 70s as we head through the morning hours. That's about 2 degrees to 4 degrees warmer than 24 hours ago. And then as we head into the afternoon, we're right back where we were yesterday in the mid to upper 80s. Complete forecast for you coming up in a few.
All right, thank you, John. 6:01 right now, checking first alert traffic. Here's the scene in Manatee County. Not too much so far. A lot of you are off work today, so should see a lighter commute as things progress. Still have an ongoing issue there on Bay Vista westbound at Honore. In fact, there's a traffic circle there, which could be partly to blame, so that's the scene there. And then farther south, not much to report at 6:01 on this Monday morning. Well, across the country right now, at least 31 people are dead, more than 100 are missing across California.
The latest death toll comes as thousands of firefighters work around the clock, trying to do anything they can to contain those flames. ABC's Candace Gibson has the latest, as it doesn't seem to be an end anytime soon.
This morning, historic wildfires burning on both ends of California.
Right now, we're seeing a great retardant drop right on that line.
In the south, more than 250,000 people have been ordered to evacuate. Officials here describing a hurricane of fire, obliterating entire neighborhoods.
You come up in this community now, and it looks like it's, a war zone of just demolished, burnt up houses.
Oh my God, I'm surrounded by fire. I'm surrounded by fire right now. I don't know what to do.
The fast-moving flames burning everything in their path, from this mobile home park in Cornell to multi-million-dollar mansions in Malibu. In Northern California, the so-called Camp Fire has leveled nearly the entire town of Paradise. It's now the most destructive fire on record in California, gutting nearly 7,000 homes and buildings.
There ain't nothing to go back to. We're basically homeless right now.
Cars turning into tombs. At least 5 people have been found dead in their vehicles after trying to flee. More than 200 people were unaccounted for overnight. The town resembles a war zone. Even the local hospital is in ruins. Nurse Nicole Jolly was there as fire surrounded the building.
I called my husband and I just said, I don't think I'm going to make it out of this. It's coming in too fast.
Governor Jerry Brown is now pressing the White House for a major disaster declaration.
This is not the new normal. This is the new abnormal. And this new abnormal will continue, certainly in the next 10 to 15 to 20 years.
Candace Gibson, ABC News, New York.
Don't forget to download our free weather app for the latest alerts. You can also check out our website at mysuncoast.com, where under the Weather and Hurricane Center tab, you can find a link to our 1-hour hurricane special and also our printable hurricane guide as well.
A developing story now out of Fort Lauderdale. A bomb squad says the Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport is safe again after the bomb squad was called there to inspect a suspicious package left outside of a terminal. The Broward County Sheriff's Office says the package was found just after 6:30 yesterday evening, and they still are not sure who it belonged to. The department's bomb squad responded to the scene and says there's no active threat to anyone traveling right now through that airport.
Caught on camera, a scary moment at the annual Key West Superboat International World Championships. Look at this. Our own Jacqueline Matter was on hand there, getting a close look at the action when a few hundred feet from her safety boat, you can see Team Victory from the United Arab Emirates flip upside down. There it goes. Both crew members were safe after the divers came in to rescue them.
Happening across the state, officials say a Florida trapper has caught a record-setting python as part of a program to remove the invasive species from the Everglades. Kyle Peniston caught this massive 17-foot, 5-inch Burmese python while hunting in Miami-Dade County. Officials say the snake weighed 120 pounds. This is the third python caught as part of the elimination program that measured more than 17 feet. Officials say invasive Burmese pythons have no natural predators in the Everglades ecosystem and have decimated native wildlife populations.
Sarasota's Moat Marine is working to restore 130 acres of depleted Florida reefs. The project will take over 3 years to take place. The restoration is thanks to a $1.5 million grant from the National Fish and Wildlife Foundation and NOAA. They hope to restore 70,000 so-called coral seeds.
Coming up tonight on ABC 7 at 7 o'clock, Sarasota County voters have approved a referendum to extend the Legacy Trail and its connections. But what does that mean for the future of Sarasota County? It's just one of hundreds of former rail lines in the U.S. transformed into trails. The nonprofit Rails to Trails says the goal of the program overall is to build healthier places for healthier people. Sarasota County officials say that's what it's doing to help locals here as well.
It's a great way for people to get outside, appreciate nature, get healthy, get active.
Be sure to watch tonight at 7 to find out what's next for this Legacy Trail and the rest of the rail trail system throughout the state of Florida.
It's a holiday for some, but happening today, 2 workshops talk about the big growth and possible need for school expansion in Venice. The meetings will cover the current enrollment at Venice High School and also chart the projected enrollment, including the upcoming residential developments that will impact the population growth there as well. So the first one is in the Venice Middle School Media Center at 2:30 p.m. today. That's on Center Road. And the second one at 4:30 p.m. at Venice High School on Indian Avenue. And in honor of Veterans Day, most city and county government offices are closed today. Most banks are closed, but the stock market is open. Trash, recycling, and yard waste will still be collected as scheduled.
Looking ahead, Manatee County is getting ready to host their 4th annual Small Business Expo. The expo gives business owners a chance to network and promote their products and services to one another. The event will be held at the Downtown Central Library in Bradenton on Thursday, and it will be open to the public for free. Here on ABC 7, we have an exciting new project. We're starting a series highlighting people who live in Sarasota and Manatee counties. We're looking for people who truly make a difference on the Suncoast. So if you know someone that we should highlight or feature here on ABC 7 that deserves recognition for what they do in our community, please send them our way. All you have to do is go to our website, mysuncoast.com, and search highlighting the unique characters and personalities on the Suncoast. Hope you can remember all that. Fill out their information in the form and tell us what makes that person so special.
A lot of choices around this area.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what candidates come in and what we have to choose from.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, we'll tell you why singer Bruno Mars plans to give 24,000 Thanksgiving meals to those in need.
And coming up at 6:30, we'll bring you the latest in the contentious Florida recount battle as counties across the state try to wrap up the process ahead of Thursday's deadline.
6:08 right now on your Monday morning, and though the government offices are closed in most cases, schools are open. So let's get the bus stop forecast now from John Scalzi.
Yeah, they look pretty good for us today, too. I think we'll have a lot of sunshine out there, as you just saw on Tower Cam. Beautiful start to the dawn day. We'll look at 74 degrees for pickup on drop-off, about 86 degrees. Be a little bit warmer, and there may be an isolated shower, but it's not going to be widespread. It won't be a big problem. I'll give it a 9 out of 10 chance of an outside recess today. Complete forecast coming up in a few.
My name is Luke Perry, and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the second leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.
Come into a California Closet showroom to experience our quality materials and construction and collaborate with our designers to create the perfect custom solution for any room. Go to CaliforniaClosets.com to request a free design consultation and locate the showroom nearest to you.
It's year-end clearance time at every Gettle location. Over 3,000 new vehicles, over 1,000 used vehicles on clearance right now at Gettle.com. And Gettle Pre-Owned Certified Plus means buying with peace of mind. Get credit help, fast cash for your car, and year-end clearance prices right now at a Gettle dealership near you. Gettle's got it. At Gettle.com.
Ready to open up new opportunities as an electrician? Don't do it yourself. Team up with Mr. Sparky instead. We're locally owned and looking for people like you. We offer our electricians great perks that you just won't get going it alone. And whether you're an apprentice, a master electrician, or somewhere in between, we have a spot for you.
Best decision I ever made.
Apply online or call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
It's a brand given life by craftsmen with seductive Italian styling. The Alfa Romeo Giulia, Stelvio.
Get yours at Sunset Maserati, Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
According to a new survey by U.S. News & World Report, 3 of Alabama's top 4 hotels and resorts are part of the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail Resort Collection. The Grand Hotel Marriott Resort in Point Clear, the Battle House Renaissance Mobile Hotel and Spa, and the Renaissance Birmingham Ross Bridge Golf Resort and Spa. Hey, we didn't invent Southern hospitality, we just offer more of it. Visit rtjgolf.com/resorts to find out more.
Come into a California Closet showroom to experience our quality materials and construction and collaborate with our designers to create the perfect custom solution for any room. Go to CaliforniaClosets.com to request a free design consultation and locate the showroom nearest to you.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
71-degree air temperature. We have a dew point value coming in at 69. Winds are east, light at about 8 right now. They'll continue out of the east throughout the day today. Temperatures will continue to rise under the influence of our sunshine that we'll see plenty of today, getting us up to probably around 86, 87 degrees for a daytime high. Once again, well above average for this time of year. Well above average seems to be the new average. We're looking at about a 20% chance of an isolated shower or two a little bit later on this afternoon. Right now, quiet on radar. We do have a few scattered showers back to the west near Sebring, or to the east near Sebring, rather. But those will dampen out as they move westward and phase out. We won't have any problem with those. We'll watch a lot of rainfall in the deep south today, though. And if you are traveling, if you're going to the Atlanta airport, there may be occasionally some delays because of shower and thunderstorm activity, especially in the afternoon period. We have a chance of severe weather as well in parts of the Gulf Coast states stretching from the Panhandle back toward Louisiana Delta region. There could be some outbreaks of tornadic activity as well as some large hail, gusty winds, strong downpours of rain, that sort of thing, with some of these storms that are moving off to the north and to the east, exiting off the Carolina coast eventually a little bit later on this afternoon as that low pressure area lifts northeastward. Quiet across our area. We had some nice dry air move in for about 12 hours over the weekend. Sunday morning, you probably noticed that dry air now well to the south as moisture begins to return from the east. You can see the kind of confluence, the convergence of moisture just to the north of us around the Panhandle. That is an area of low pressure beginning to build there, plus a warm front which came through on Saturday as a cold front, sunk south, but really didn't bring us a whole lot of colder air. Now lifting northward, it will certainly bring us more humidity over the course of the next several days as our winds begin to shift a little bit more to the south. The low pressure area and the frontal boundary itself never really make it to us, but a secondary one will push through here as we get into Thursday. Once that front is through here, we got big changes coming up. Some of the colder air that's over most of the country would start to brush our area, and we'll get temperatures that'll be about 10 degrees to 15 degrees cooler than they have been. So some significantly cooler air around. Sun cloud mix, still warm today, but that drier and cooler air will move in. You just got to wait till Friday before we really start to feel it. Across the region, as I mentioned, there's severe thunderstorm risk to the north of us, but for the next several days, the state of Florida has no such risk whatsoever. The futurecast shows that we have this southerly wind developing, and yes, we do have a chance of seeing a shower or two move through our area coming up from the south, lifting up to the north because of that warm, muggy air that will be in through Thursday. Frontal boundary never makes it to us tomorrow, but eventually another front will push through. So the forecast shaping up like this for today: a southeast wind switching to the, an east wind switching to the south, switching to the southeast at about 10 knots. We'll look for 2-foot seas and a light chop on your bay and inland waters. The extended range forecast is kind of stuck, but if it were up, it would show you that for the next several days we'll have, there we go, generally speaking, temperatures that'll be on the warm side of average till we get till Thursday, which will be our best rain chance day, by the way. The front comes through, and then I'll tell you what, it is paradise for at least 4 or 5 days with temperatures in the low 70s, nighttime lows cool and crisp in the 50s. Back to you.
Crisp. Can't wait, John. Thanks. Taking a look at first alert traffic now. We begin in Manatee County. You're just seeing your usual buildup at this hour. Some slight delays on State Road 64 as you're heading eastbound toward the interstate, north and southbound on US 301 here and there. We're still tracking that accident there in Sarasota County near Honore and Bay Vista Street westbound. I'll get that road right one day. I've been living here for a year and a half and I can still never say it. Ray's teaching me. And in southern Sarasota County, it is all clear right now. It's 6:16 on your Monday morning. In entertainment news, Bohemian Rhapsody slips from the top of the box office and a congressman-elect gets payback on Saturday Night Live's Pete Davidson.
Christopher Watson has our showbiz wrap.
The Grinch stole the box office top spot in its debut, the animated take on the classic Christmas tale earning $66 million. That knocked Bohemian Rhapsody into second with just under $31 million in week 2 of its release. Bad news for the other new releases. The World War II horror pick Overlord bowed in third, but with only $10.1 million. The Girl in the Spider's Web fared worse, only $8 million there. Aerosmith guitarist Joe Perry's recovering in a New York City hospital after being treated for shortness of breath following a guest appearance Saturday night with Billy Joel at Madison Square Garden. A rep for the 68-year-old Rock and Roll Hall of Fame member says paramedics treated Perry backstage, giving him oxygen and clearing his airway before taking him to the hospital, where he's said to be alert and responsive.
So we good? We're good. Apology accepted.
Dan Crenshaw trolled Pete Davidson with an Ariana Grande ringtone on Saturday Night Live after Davidson apologized for joking about the congressman-elect's eye patch last week. Crenshaw lost the eye fighting in Afghanistan. Grande ended her engagement with Davidson last month. Many celebrities grateful to escape with their lives as wildfires continue to burn around Los Angeles. More than 80,000 acres, including homes and businesses, have been consumed since Thursday. And Oscar winner Anne Hathaway's 36 today. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Christopher Watson, ABC News.
Also in Hollywood, Sarah Silverman has her own star now on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. The actress's spot is across from Mr. Rogers, who she said was her hero growing up. Now, this is funny. Former boyfriend Jimmy Kimmel showed up as well. Kimmel made fun referencing how little he was referenced in her recent book. Listen to this.
Sarah and I dated for 7 years, with a brief break in the middle. She mentioned me in her almost 300-page autobiography 4 times. I looked it up last night. She mentioned farting 13 times. It has always been her first love.
Priorities. Silverman's newest role is Princess Vanellope in the upcoming animated Disney sequel Ralph Breaks the Internet. It opens on the 21st.
Bruno Mars will mark marked the end of his massive 24-karat Magic World Tour by providing meals to 24,000 Hawaiian residents in need for this Thanksgiving holiday. The Hawaiian-born singer says he's donating money to cover the cost of the food to the Salvation Army's Hawaiian and Pacific Islands Division. Mars held the final show of his 200-date tour at Aloha Stadium in Honolulu last night. His 2016 album won 6 Grammys earlier this year, including Album, Song, and Record of the Year.
I love that song. So how do you raise $250,000 in a day in Sarasota? Well, bring in Christy Brinkley. Yeah, the former supermodel was here on Friday to help the 40 Carats Family Center's annual Wine, Women, and Shoes event. I was happy to be there in the room for this one. Check out our picture, in fact, the two of us on my Facebook page. It's under Ray Collins, ABC7. I've also got some pictures there of the sand sculpture contest as well. And like the page while you're there. Can you believe that she's 64 years old now?
That is, no.
Yes.
No.
64.
Wow.
Very nice. We talked for a little bit there, and she enjoys Sarasota, she said.
How do you look that good at 64?
I don't know.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast. A quick-thinking girl is getting credit for stopping a would-be kidnapper, all by asking him just one question. We'll tell you what she said and the warning from police to parents nationwide this morning.
And next half hour, more on the Sarasota police officer who was arrested at the St. Petersburg Clearwater Airport. What happens next for him? It is 6:20. Look at this shot now of your U.S. Capitol. Beautiful.
Absolutely breathtaking this morning. Just a few minutes ago, the sky was bright orange. Now it's turning yellow and pinks. Chilly 36 degrees there this morning.
Wow. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC7.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Our nurse, Jennifer, all we did is pick up the phone if I was having a bad day, and the next thing we know, she was here at the door. I can't believe that I would have received any greater care anywhere. From that moment on, everything changed dramatically. And I don't know what we would have done without that.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffy Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny'd been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator. There was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs. Stop the crimes.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
Welcome back. You're looking live now at the Sarasota Bayfront at the memorial at J.D. Hamill Park across from Marina Jack. It's amazing how fast the sun rises from one half hour to another. This memorial is of a World War I soldier known as the Spirit of the American Doughboy. We want to thank all of our veterans for their service. And as a reminder, many government offices will be closed today. Manatee County schools also closed today. Sarasota County schools are in session in observance of Veterans Day.
I'm guilty of walking by that statue 100 times as recently as Saturday at the Heart Walk, not realizing what it was in honor of. That's wonderful.
Now you know.
Good to know.
A quick thinking girl is getting credit for stomping a would-be kidnapper, all by asking him just one question.
So what was the question? ABC's Paula Ferris has the answer.
In this morning's GMA First Look, an urgent warning from police about potential abductions like these. Children facing possible kidnapping, running, fighting, even jumping out of cars. And now police in Arizona say a 10-year-old girl thwarted her would-be abductor by following a plan created by her family.
My daughter called me in tears, crying, upset. She told me that some guy tried to take her.
The girl's mother says she was walking with a friend near a local park when a man driving a white SUV pulled up beside them.
He told her that her brother had been in a serious accident and that she needed to come with him.
Instead, she asked for a code word, and that's when the driver took off. It's a plan the girl's family came up with only recently. And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have more expert tips on how to keep your kids safe. With your GMA First Look, I'm Paula Ferris, ABC News, New York.
I've always looked forward to what's next, and I'm still going for my best, even though I live with a higher risk of stroke due to AFib, not caused by a heart valve problem. So if there's a better treatment than warfarin, I'm up for that. Eliquis. Eliquis is proven to reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, plus has significantly less major bleeding than warfarin. Eliquis is FDA approved and has both. So what's next? Seeing these guys.
Don't stop taking Eliquis unless your doctor tells you to, as stopping increases your risk of having a stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve or abnormal bleeding. While taking Eliquis, you may bruise more easily, and it may take longer than usual for any bleeding to stop. Seek immediate medical care for sudden signs of bleeding, like unusual bruising. Eliquis may increase your bleeding risk if you take certain medicines. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures.
Eliquis, the #1 cardiologist prescribed blood thinner. Ask your doctor if Eliquis is what's next for you.
Happy Honda Days are here, and you're gonna like the holiday clearance savings. Save on the Accord, on sale for just $249 a month. That's the North American car of the year for less than the competition. Our most impressive Honda ever, on clearance for only $249 a month, loaded with more options, including a turbocharged engine and Honda Sensing. Do not miss these Honda clearance savings this week at your local Honda dealer.
Accolades are great. Just wait until you see our prices. Rugs as Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you.
getting that college education. What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills. The smarts? Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself? What are you gonna make of me?
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC7 News app. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6:30.
Coming up, the latest in a contentious Florida recount battle, why counties across the state are still trying to wrap up the process ahead of Thursday's deadline.
Plus, why an incident at the airport in St. Petersburg led to the arrest of this Sarasota police officer.
And the winners are in. We'll tell you who took the top prizes for the best sculptors at the 2018 Siesta Key Crystal Classic. Those stories plus your first alert forecast coming up this half hour on Good Morning Suncoast. Welcome back. It's Monday morning. I'm Jess Dowdrick.
I'm Ray Counts. I was at that festival yesterday. Long lines at 4 p.m. still. People paying $10 a head to come in and watch the sand sculptures.
That's great. I'm glad that you said the red tide was not a problem. That's a great thing for this festival, and I'm glad to hear that.
And it still continues again today out there on Siesta Key Public Beach. Let's get today's forecast from John Scalzi.
Yeah, I think the key to the red tide irritants in the air not being a problem is an east wind, and we've got that really most of the week, I think. So we're in for a prolonged period of improving, if not already improved, conditions at your location. Al in Northport comes in with 69 degrees. We have Becky in Old Mayaca coming in with 63. Jeff in Laurel Park, he's got 71. No radar echoes to speak of across the region. Temperatures generally running in the low to mid 70s most elsewhere. Everywhere a little bit cooler in the northern tier. We'll have the complete forecast for you coming up in a few.
Talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Checking first alert traffic now. Here's the scene first off in Manatee County. Of course, schools are closed today in Manatee, so you might see a lighter load in the morning commute. Some buildup there on 64 eastbound as you cross the Braden River and head toward the interstate. Farther south, there's the scene right now in the northern half of Sarasota County. A little blip there on Clark Road westbound as you cross over Honore. South County all clear as of 6:31 on your Monday morning. New developments on the recount of 3 elections in Florida, including for governor and for U.S. Senator.
The state is in the middle of recounting the votes from last week's midterm election because of several razor-thin margins. Our Marla Spence joins us live in the newsroom with how this process will work. Marla.
Yeah, Ray and Jess, the race is on for all 67 counties in the state to meet the election recount deadline. Now, this morning, some counties will be starting the recounting process, while many other counties started the recounting process over the weekend. Now, many tabulation centers counted votes through the weekend, including Sarasota and Manatee counties. Sarasota County alone having to recount more than 200,000 ballots. The Secretary of State ordered votes to be recounted after finding race results extremely close. Margins in the races for Senate, Governor, and Agriculture Commissioner were less than half of 1%, and by state law requires a recount. Now, the process must be completed by 3 p.m. Thursday. Andrew Gillum, who was in Broward County yesterday, took his concession back from Ron DeSantis after plans to recount the state's governor race were announced.
So if you wonder why the President of the United States, the junior senator of the United States, Mr. Rubio, the sitting governor of the state of Florida are fighting like you know what to stop a vote count, that ought to tell you something. If you've got assuredness that the voters of this state chose you, then you would want every single vote to be counted, every one of them.
Now, if the gap in any of those races fall within 0.25% after a machine recount, then the state would order a manual recount. That means all the ballots will have to be counted by hand, and this will apply to the agriculture commissioner race, which now falls in a 0.0% margin. Now, Governor Rick Scott also filing 3 lawsuits. The first lawsuit against the Broward County elections supervisor. Now, he says many of the votes there were counted after a deadline. Justin Ray.
All right, thank you, Marla. New this morning, we're learning much more about how much political campaigns and action committees spent at Trump-owned and branded properties during the midterm election cycle. Filings show over $3 million was spent since the start of 2017. The biggest spender was the Republican National Committee, which spent at least $1.2 million at the properties. President Trump's own re-election campaign spent just under $1 million. The $3.2 million result is down slightly from the 2016 presidential cycle, when Trump properties raked in $3.7 million. For the latest on the midterm elections plus breaking news and your up-to-the-minute First Alert forecast, head over to our app. You can find it in the App Store under WWSB or My Suncoast.
A Sarasota police officer has been suspended after being arrested in Pinellas County. SPD says this officer, Derek Gilbert, was charged with battery, trespassing, and domestic battery after an incident at the St. Petersburg Clearwater Airport. His police chief, Bernadette DePino, says he'll remain on leave while the incident is investigated by the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office. An internal affairs investigation has also been launched.
The Florida Highway Patrol is looking for a driver that crashed into another vehicle, killing a Port Charlotte man. FHP says a driver violated the right-of-way of Michael Shea, which cost him his life. Troopers say Shea entered the intersection of US 41 and Jacaranda Boulevard with a green light. Another vehicle failed to yield, striking the left side of his car. Shea became separated from his vehicle and was pronounced dead on scene. The driver fled on foot, and FHP is still looking for him or her. Last seen operating a 2017 Nissan Sentra. If anyone has any information regarding the crash, you're asked to call Florida Highway Patrol.
And now to Manatee County, where deputies are searching for a car burglar. It happened several times in the Braden Oaks neighborhood early on Saturday morning. Police say a thief stole from at least 7 cars, took cash, also a set of keys. If you have any information, you're asked to call the Sheriff's Office or call Crime Stoppers.
Starting tomorrow, School Avenue between Ringling Boulevard and Nova Street will be temporarily closed to traffic for at least 6 weeks. Officials say the closure is necessary while a stormwater pipe is installed for a new development called Payne Park Village. Entrances to the Sarasota County parking garage and the parking lots of the Florida Department of Health and Payne Park will remain open and accessible to traffic. A temporary sidewalk will be built around the construction area and will be accessible until a permanent sidewalk is constructed. School Avenue is scheduled to reopen on Thursday, December 27th.
It's finally happening. Work is now underway on renourishing Lido Key Beach. Crews will take 185,000 cubic yards of sand from New Pass, which is adjacent to Longboat Key. Now, the City of Sarasota, Sarasota County, and FEMA will split the cost of the nearly $4 million project. Some lifelong Lido visitors say it's hard to believe this is the same beach they visited decades ago.
It's sort of startling to see how small it actually has gotten, and to see the big banks and things that are just eroded out. I don't know how long it'll be till it's like hitting the hotels and things in the area, because it really seems to be eroding fast.
Well, so after this emergency project, a larger project, much larger, will begin next fall, which will involve taking sand from Big Pass. That's the area between Lido and Siesta Key.
Artists from around the world competed over the weekend in the 9th annual Siesta Key Crystal Classic Sand Sculpting Competition. The festival began Friday and featured free sculpting lessons, demonstrations, and even an amateur competition. And the winners are in the team competition. Alice downed the time hole. That was the first place winner. You can see that right there. And in the solo artist category, the winner was Maxim Gazendam of the Netherlands for Time is What You Make of It. That's that one right there on your screen. The festival will conclude today at 3 p.m. with votes from the People's Choice Awards from the community.
So I've got pictures of all those on my website, Ray Collins, ABC7, so make sure you stop by and look at those wonderful, really works of art.
It's on his Facebook page, by the way.
Yeah. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, despite popular belief, we'll tell you why new research now suggests that vitamin D, not fish oil, can actually help with your health and cancer risk.
And we'll recap President Trump and the First Lady's historic visit to France to mark the 100th anniversary of Armistice Day.
It is 6:38 on this Monday morning. There's a peek outside, some pastel colors out there as the sun starts to peek across the horizon. As for the Monday forecast, here's John.
Yeah, it looks pretty good for us. I think not much in the way of any kind of rainfall problems across our region right now. I think we'll see mostly quiet conditions right straight through the afternoon. Temperatures are warm, coming in the low 70s, which is about 2 to 4 degrees above where we were just 24 hours ago. And 24 hours ago, we had a daytime high temperature that was a record breaker at 88. I think we'll get close to that again today with a temperature of about 86 or 7. 20% chance of an afternoon shower. We'll talk about cooler weather in just a moment.
Come into a California Closet showroom to experience our quality materials and construction and collaborate with our designers to create the perfect custom solution for any room. Go to CaliforniaClosets.com to request a free design consultation and locate the showroom nearest to you.
It's year-end clearance time at every Gettle location. Over 3,000 new vehicles, over 1,000 used vehicles on clearance right now at Gettle.com. And Gettle Pre-Owned Certified Plus means buying with peace of mind. Get credit help, fast cash for your car, and year-end clearance prices right now at a Gettle dealership near you. Gettle's got it. At Gettle.com.
As smart as our pets might be, they can't advocate for themselves. That's why it's important you make your pet part of your family's disaster preparedness plan. Talk to your veterinarian and visit banfieldfoundation.org/disaster. Don't save it for a rainy day.
No need to wait. Get the best Black Friday deals right now during the Black Friday sales event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Like KBB's 2017 Best Buy Award overall winner, the Chrysler Pacifica for just $22,999. Or save big and get the new Chrysler 300 Touring with an MSRP over $30,000 for just $21,999. That's a savings of over $8,000. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota today.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment, and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
Thank you.
What are you doing? You are the best protection she has. Buddy up. I'm Jill Harrington. Please visit HelpSaveTheNextGirl.com and get involved.
Come into a California Closet showroom to experience our quality materials and construction and collaborate with our designers to create the perfect custom solution for any room. Go to CaliforniaClosets.com to request a free design consultation and locate the showroom nearest to you.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
A warm start coming in with 71 degrees, starry skies out there, and a dew point value coming in at 69. It feels pretty nice out there. It's a little bit on the humid side, perhaps, with a 93% relative humidity, but it's going to be a fairly decent morning, I think, with a lot of sunshine around and not much of a chance of rainfall till we get into the afternoon. Daytime high temperatures will top out warm, coming in around 86, 87, and the feels like temperature will be pretty close to the 90 mark here in November, right? A couple of weeks from Thanksgiving, and already we're talking about temperatures that could break or at least threaten records in some locations. Hit a new record yesterday at 88 degrees. 20% chance of showers later in the afternoon. Not a whole lot going on right now, and I don't expect to see that during the day, but by afternoon and into the evening, then we might actually see an isolated shower or two. A lot of activity to the north of us, from Atlanta Airport stretching all the way back into Texas. We've got rain showers in progress, and some of them pretty heavy. We've also got some colder air sinking southward. In Oklahoma, we're going to have some snowfall accumulations, and in fact, those winter weather advisories extend into Texas for the possibility of maybe a 2-inch dusting of snow accumulations on the ground of that much. So some pretty chilly air that is back to the west, gradually drifting toward the east. We get a taste of that as we head into the weekend. Get a little bit more moisture working its way in as well. That's what those turquoise colors are. And in fact, that increase in moisture for the panhandle back toward the Louisiana Delta region spells the potential of some very unsettled, unstable air. That could lead to the potential of some tornadoes a little bit later on today in parts of the northern Gulf Coast. Not for us, not by any stretch of the imagination. We get a warm front lifting north that keeps us in a warm, sticky kind of air mass and unusually warm temperatures. That low exits off the North Carolina coast, and a cold front back to the west advances in this direction. That'll be here on Thursday. And when it does, it'll switch our winds around and bring us some significantly cooler air. Sun-cloud mix today, still warm, but that drier, cooler air is on the march and arrives really on the Suncoast on Friday after a frontal passage on Thursday. East wind coming into the south at about 10 knots. A little bit later on today, you're looking at a light chop with just 2-foot seas. Forecast for the next couple of days looks pretty good, but warm, coming in above average each and every day. The front arrives on Thursday. That's our best rainfall chance day, with about a 50% chance of showers, maybe a thunderstorm or two. We'll watch it for the development of severe weather. Right now, we're looking good, but that could change, so we'll keep an eye on it. Once the front moves through, the winds shift, and then we get some absolutely delightful weather with low relative humidity, temperatures in the low 70s, night times cool and crisp. Back to you.
All right, thank you, John. Taking a look now at first alert traffic. We begin in Manatee County. You're seeing your usual delays both east and westbound on State Road 70, southbound on US 301 as you head into Sarasota County. In Sarasota County, University Parkway is quite delayed. If you are heading westbound toward US 301, some slight delays in the eastbound direction as well there. Also on Fruitville Road in Sarasota County. But in the southern part of Sarasota County, it's all clear at 6:45 on your Monday morning. In Health Smart, did you know that as the day goes on, your body works overtime to burn more calories?
I wish. Not enough for me. ABC's Stephanie Ramos explains.
Resting recharges us, right? Well, researchers recently discovered that when you rest, you also burn 10% more calories in the late afternoon and early evening compared to the early morning hours. Researchers say resting energy use accounts for about 60% of all calories burned each day to support basic bodily functions. It's a major determinant of changes in weight. Doing the same thing at one time of day burns more calories than doing the same thing at a different time of day, which could help explain why irregular schedules with eating and sleeping may make people more likely to gain weight. Your internal clock and metabolism need time to readjust after changes, so keeping a similar routine may be a good way to influence how much energy our bodies burn or store as fat. With this Medical Minute, I'm Stephanie Ramos, ABC News.
Millions of Americans take fish oil and vitamin D because of claims that these supplements may reduce the risk of heart disease and cancer. But new research is suggesting otherwise. Cleveland Clinic's Dr. Steve Neeson did not conduct the study, but says the results show no benefit.
We got a very good, very big study that says neither vitamin D nor fish oil reduce the risk of cancer or heart disease. The good news is both the fish oil and the vitamin D were safe. There was no harm, but there was also no benefit. And so, our advice to people would be not to routinely take either unless there's a very good other reason to take these supplements.
Dr. Neeson says it's best to ask your physician what supplement choices could be best for you based off of your individual health needs.
Each week, a new report. Tonight at 6, the Centers for Disease Control found that more than a third of Americans are obese. The best diet for you is the one you can stick to. Experts say find a plan that fits both your workout and your schedule. Tonight at 6, we'll hear from some Suncoast residents about what diets work best for them. That's tonight at 6 p.m.
Right now, President Trump and the First Lady are on their way back to Washington after a historic visit to France.
As ABC's Terry Moran shows us, the president joined several world leaders to mark the 100th anniversary of the end of World War I.
The bells of Paris tolled, and more than 60 world leaders walked through a cold rain down the Champs-Élysées, 100 years to the hour after the end of World War I. President Trump arrived by motorcade, apparently for security reasons. Vladimir Putin, arriving late, exchanged a quick handshake and thumbs up with Trump. French President Emmanuel Macron spoke of the lessons of the war, and he issued an unmistakable rebuke to President Trump, who in recent weeks has proclaimed himself a nationalist. That's a word with dark overtones here in Europe.
You know what I am? I'm a nationalist, okay? I'm a nationalist.
But Macron tried to draw a sharp distinction.
Car le patriotisme.
Nationalism is a betrayal of patriotism, he said. The famous bromance between Trump and Macron under pressure throughout this trip. Later, President Trump visited an American cemetery honoring the American fallen. But the leaders did some business here, too. At dinner, Turkish President Erdogan spoke to President Trump about the murder of Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi in Istanbul. President Erdogan also revealed that Turkey has shared with the U.S. and other countries that audio tape of Jamal Khashoggi being killed inside the Saudi consulate. All this puts more pressure on Saudi Arabia and on that crucial U.S.-Saudi relationship. Terry Moran, ABC News, Paris.
Learning more about the case of journalist Jamal Khashoggi's death, Turkey's president says recordings of his murder have been passed on to the Saudi Arabia, the U.S., the U.K., Germany, and France. The president did not elaborate on what was on the recordings, but he says Turkish authorities have identified the person or people responsible.
There is now more than one migrant caravan heading toward the U.S. southern border. The first group has already reached Tijuana, and more are expected as early as tonight. President Trump has sent troops to the border at the request of the Department of Homeland Security. 6:50 right now. Your day's top 7 headlines are next. But first, here is a live look at Sarasota's Bayfront, a shot of the statue there you might have passed 100 times at J.D. Hamill Park. This is a memorial of a World War I soldier known as the Spirit of the American Doughboy. A little trivia there for you. Thank you to all veterans for their service, and a reminder, many government offices will be closed today in observance of Veterans Day. Sarasota County has school. Manatee County schools are closed. Your top 7s after this.
My name is Janet. I'm 58 years old. I've lost 25 pounds in the last 40 days. My clothes fit wonderful, and if I can do this, anybody can.
If you'd like to lose up to a pound a day of fat, call me now for your free, no obligation appointment.
Ready to open up new opportunities as an electrician? Don't do it yourself. Team up with Mr. Sparky instead. We're locally owned and looking for people like you. We offer our electricians great perks that you just won't get going it alone. And whether you're an apprentice, a master electrician, or somewhere in between, we have a spot for you.
Best decision I ever made.
Apply online or call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
My goal every day when I come into work at ABC7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you.
I'm Alan Cohn. Happy trails for Rails to Trails after voters approved the extension of Legacy Trail, what it means for weekend warriors on 2 wheels.
Tonight on ABC7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. And as soon as I start to make my breakfast, Hamilton is right there. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. I mean, look at this little face. How could you not love him?
ABC7 is the most watched, most trusted news source on the Suncoast, and we owe it all to you, our loyal viewers. Thank you for making us #1. Download the all-new ABC7 First Alert weather app now.
Hi, I'm Ralph. I'm 57 years old and I've lost 46 pounds on Dr. D's program. It's changed my life.
If you'd like to lose up to a pound a day of fat, call me now for your free, no obligation appointment.
Welcome back. Here are the top 7 things you need to know before you head out the door at 7 o'clock.
Number 1 is John Scalzi's Monday weather forecast.
Yeah, I think for the next couple of days, we're looking at kind of similar situation. That is, the weather will continue to be warm with unsettled skies and a chance of rainfall each day. Now, Thursday will be our best rainfall chance day because on that day, a frontal boundary will be sinking southward, which changes our weather dramatically. As we head into Friday, it will become much cooler with temperatures dropping into the low 70s and drier as well. Back to you.
Number 2, traffic. Schools are open in Sarasota, closed in Manatee. You should see a lighter load, therefore, in Manatee as far as the morning commute. No major issues right now as you head out the door right now.
Number 3, deadly wildfires continue to destroy parts of California. At least 31 people are dead and more than 100 people are still missing. Across the state, thousands of firefighters are working continuously to try to combat those flames.
Number 4, election officials around Florida involved in a massive undertaking. They are recounting 8 million ballots. At issue, 3 races, including U.S. Senate, Governor, and Commissioner of Agriculture.
Number 5, a Sarasota police officer has been suspended after being arrested in Pinellas County. Derek Gilbert is charged with battery, trespassing, and domestic battery after an incident at the St. Petersburg Clearwater Airport. He's currently on paid administrative leave.
Number 6, you still have some time to catch the end of the Siesta Key Crystal Classic. Amazing sand sculptures, over a dozen in a fenced-in area around the public beach. It goes till 3 o'clock today. Admission is $10.
Finally, number 7, what's trending? There's a new stone crab eating champion in the Florida Keys. Big Pine's Christian Gaddy ate 25 stone crab claws in 15 minutes and 57 seconds, mopping up the floor with the competition. 2 Marathon, Florida residents claimed the team championship with a record-breaking time of 6 minutes and 21 seconds. The Keys are Florida's top regional supplier of stone crab claws, with about 40% of the state's stone crab harvest coming from there. That's nearly 2 million pounds every year.
It's not just eating it, it's having to open them, too.
I know, that's amazing that
the
they
hard
can
part.
crack them open that quickly.
Yeah.
25 and 15 minutes?
Yeah.
I'll take him on.
Okay, tomorrow on Good Morning Suncoast, we got John Scalzi.
I love stone crabs, and this weekend there's a festival on Anna Maria Island, by the way, if you also like. Oh, there was this past weekend. Misheard you. All right, we missed that one.
All right.
Thank you for watching Good Morning Suncoast.
Stick around. Good Morning America is coming up next. Have a wonderful day.